Thanks for joining us today as we dive into an intriguing topic that has impacted all of us in one way or another: branded versus unbranded products. We see them in every aspect of our lives, from the clothes we wear to the food we eat and even the gadgets we use. But how do we decide between the two? Do we really need to buy branded products all the time? What are the pros and cons of each? Today I'm joined by two experts to explore these questions. First, we have Claire, a consumer behavior specialist with years of experience researching buying patterns. Welcome, Claire.
Thanks for having me.
And joining us as well is Mark, who works as a product developer in the retail sector. He has first-hand knowledge of how products are created and marketed. Glad to have you, Mark.
It's great to be here, thanks.
So let's dive in. The battle between branded and unbranded products has been going on for ages. Some people swear by well-known brands, while others insist they're just paying extra for the label. Claire, let's start with you. Can you give us an overview of why people tend to choose branded products?
Certainly. Branded products tend to carry an inherent sense of trust and reliability, primarily because these companies have established their reputation over time. Consumers often associate brands with quality and consistency. For instance, if you've bought a branded product before and had a good experience, you're more likely to return to that brand. This idea of brand loyalty is deeply ingrained in consumer psychology. Branded products also come with a certain social status, where people feel that by possessing or using well-known products, they align themselves with a certain lifestyle.
Absolutely. I'd like to highlight that a lot of branded products undergo more rigorous testing and quality control compared to their unbranded counterparts. Brands are often held accountable if something goes wrong, so they have more incentive to maintain higher standards. They also invest heavily in research and development to improve their products continuously, which can be a significant advantage.
That makes sense. So, on the flip side, what are the main advantages of unbranded products? Why would someone choose to go for those instead?
One of the biggest factors is affordability. Unbranded products are generally much cheaper because they don't have the same marketing expenses, and there's no need to maintain a brand identity. Take something as simple as bottled water. Many people will go for the no-name version because, at the end of the day, it's just water, and there's little difference in quality for the average consumer.
Exactly. Unbranded products can offer tremendous value, especially when the product is more of a commodity, like basic groceries or household items. In some cases, you're getting essentially the same product, but at a fraction of the price. Of course, this isn't always true, and consumers should be cautious when buying unbranded goods, particularly in categories like electronics or health-related products, where quality differences can be more pronounced.
That brings up an important point. What are some of the potential risks of going unbranded, particularly in areas where quality really matters?
One of the biggest risks is inconsistency. Without a brand's reputation on the line, some unbranded products may not go through the same quality control processes. There's also less accountability. If something goes wrong, say, with an unbranded skincare product or an electronic device, it's harder to track down the manufacturer or receive support. In the case of branded products, you have access to warranties, customer service, and often more reliable return policies.
And let's not forget safety. Unbranded goods, especially in categories like electronics or children's products, may not comply with the same safety regulations that established brands follow. For example, we've seen unbranded phone adapters that don't meet electrical safety standards, leading to overheating or even fires. So there's a level of risk involved, especially when it comes to products where safety is a concern.
So, it sounds like there's a balancing act between cost and quality. But are there any areas where the line between branded and unbranded is starting to blur?
Yes, particularly with private labels or store brands. Many large retailers now offer their own lines of products, which are technically unbranded, but they come with the store's reputation behind them. These products are often produced by the same manufacturers that make branded goods, but they're sold under the retailer's name at a lower price. It's an interesting space because, in a sense, these unbranded products carry some of the same quality assurances as branded ones, but without the brand name.
Another area where the line blurs is in fashion. Fast fashion brands, for instance, offer trendy and affordable clothing that isn't associated with high-end labels, but they've built up their own kind of brand recognition. So even though you're not paying for luxury, you're still getting a product from a company that has a reputation to maintain. In some cases, the quality may surprise you.
That's fascinating. Let's talk about something we haven't touched on yet: environmental impact. Claire, how does the branded versus unbranded debate tie into sustainability?
That's a really interesting question. In recent years, some brands have leaned into sustainability, offering eco-friendly or ethically sourced products. For instance, certain well-known brands are investing in reducing their carbon footprints, ensuring their products are made with sustainable materials or ethical labor practices. This creates a marketing advantage for the brand and gives consumers a way to feel good about their purchases.
On the other hand, unbranded products can sometimes offer sustainability benefits as well, particularly when they reduce the packaging or avoid excess branding materials. However, the challenge here is transparency. It's harder to verify the environmental impact of an unbranded product, since there's less information available about how it was sourced or produced. With branded products, companies are more likely to share their sustainability practices because they're trying to build consumer trust.
That's a great point. Another thing I wanted to bring up is how consumer perception of branded and unbranded products differs across regions or demographics. Claire, have you seen any trends there?
Absolutely. In some regions like Western Europe, consumers are highly brand conscious and tend to gravitate toward established brands because of their reputation for quality and ethical standards. Nonetheless, in other parts of the world, cost becomes a bigger factor, and unbranded products often dominate the market. The perception can also change with age groups. Younger consumers are more likely to go for unbranded products if they feel the price difference isn't justified, while older generations may stick to brands they've trusted for years.
I've noticed similar trends. For example, in emerging markets, unbranded products often serve a huge need because they are more accessible and affordable. But as these markets develop, you see a shift where consumers start to become more brand conscious as disposable income increases. It's fascinating how brand perception is not universal but very much shaped by external factors like economics and culture.
That's a great perspective. Thanks again to both of you for shedding light on this. This conversation has certainly provided a well-rounded view of the ongoing debate between branded and unbranded products. From the trust and consistency offered by established brands to the affordability and flexibility of unbranded alternatives, we've covered some key points that every consumer faces today. Whether you're loyal to certain brands or more focused on getting the best deal, the decision comes down to what aligns with your personal values and lifestyle. As consumers, we have more options than ever, and with that comes the responsibility to make informed decisions. It's not just about cost or status anymore, it's about the bigger picture, whether that's sustainability, quality, or even supporting smaller, lesser-known companies that bring good value without the brand recognition. We'll wrap it up here for today, but be sure to like and subscribe for more insightful discussions like this. See you next time.